So hello and welcome back to another episode of Scenes for us. Today we're taking a little bit of a walk around of the Anglesey Motor Museum. Now I recently visited North Wales and was probably to Anglesey, so this museum one I've never actually been to before, so I wanted to go and pay a little visit, and I really wasn't disappointed. I didn't know quite what to expect, but there were so many cars there, so many different variety of cars, and there was so much other things other than cars. Now the museum itself is split into two buildings. This main building you see now, we're going to take a wander into the other boarding as well, and the theming on this boarding is really nice. As you can see, it's got this sort of mock street frontage on there. They also did have some slightly scary mannequins and puppets, whatever you want to call them, which I found slightly creepy. That's probably more of a me problem than anything else. It's also worth mentioning that the museum is dog friendly as well. Let's move on to my favourite highlights from the museum. We'll start off with Austin Allegra van den Plaza van der Pla, whatever you prefer. And this was owned by a local guy, an older guy who donated the car in his will to the museum, and one of the conditions was that he kept his flat cap on the sort of parcel shelf at the rear, which you can see in the car today. He's a ticket, where is it nowadays? A 1.6 HLS Austrian Maestro. Now this one hasn't even had its 12,000 mile service purely because of lack of mileage. So when the last owner decided to sell, he said he wanted to put it in the museum, and it's deservedly so. So next up we have a Rover 75 P4 Cyclops, which is obvious name for that, considering that third light right in the middle there, and this is quite a rare one because they only produced these for the first few months. But it wasn't just cars, this museum, they also had a fantastic range of automobilia and model cars as well. So moving on to the next section in the first boarding of the museum, and they had a lot of tractors. Now I know nothing about tractors or farming equipment, so I'm very much going to leave it up for you guys, but yes, what a fantastic array of various different farming equipment they had on display. There was also a lot of smaller tools and equipment, some of which just looks like you can take a finger off with ease. And the museum also boasts quite a wide range of motorbikes. I don't know that much, so we'll just have a quick pan round here and you guys can stop and have a look at it if you want to. Now mixed in amongst all the motorbikes and scooters was this Sinclair C5, which I really like these. I wouldn't mind buying one, but I dread to think what I'd actually do with it. I don't think it ever actually would use it. So now we're going to go crossing over and we're going to be going into the second boarding that the museum has. Now there really is something for everyone at this museum, including this coach, which is a 1934 Albion Valiant. This coach has been really well restored. Looks immaculate on the inside and outside, and around the back there is a fairly unique design feature. The art deco looks on this coach aren't just inspired by the fact it's coach bought 930, but you'll see it has this very weird fin at the back, and actually there is a fan inside, and basically it's designed for pulling out all of the cigarette smoke out of the back, and it goes through this fin and actually out of the coach behind us. So it only has 2 Lotus Carltons, one of which is keeping standard from what I can gather, and this particular one is the one that's modified very tastefully. I've taken out the paint on this, I think they're all black, weren't they? I might be wrong on that, but yeah, I really quite like this two-tone. The other one's currently being restored, and you'll see that a bit later on in the video. It was great to see that the museum has their own workshop area. At the moment they've got the Lotus Castle I mentioned earlier, and they've also got a Mark 1 Mini in there. Now outside there was a plane, but more interesting to me there was a train. Now my other sort of expensive hobby is model railway, so I'm particularly interested in this. So this brings us to the end of our little walk around today. I can thoroughly recommend the Anglesey Motor Museum if you're in the area. It's a great museum. As you can see, there's so much to see, whether you're interested in cars, farming equipment, tractors, or even your plane or train. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.